Alright, you guys, welcome back to the channel. Here for some more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about the upcoming DLC pack, Future Saga Chapter 4. Now, in my personal opinion, the most recent chapter, Chapter 3, was the best within the entire Future Saga franchise. So if that was 10 out of 10 peak gaming, y'all already know they're going to be cooking up even more peak fiction for the upcoming chapter in terms of the content in general, right? Whether it's the story mode, additional side quest, parallel quest missions, characters, upgrades for CACs. I really do think it's about that time to get a brand new Awoken skill for our custom created characters, because the last one was, I can't even remember at this point, Ultra Instinct or Beast, one of the two. It's been a very long time, but we'll go ahead and save all that for a separate discussion. Today, I just want to catch you guys up with the latest updates they've been providing for us. We now have the release window for the next DLC. So without further ado, make sure to drop a like, turn on post notifications, subscribe if you're new around here. I'll greatly appreciate it. And let's jump straight into it. So what you're looking at right now is going to be the official Future Saga Chapter 4 logo, which is nothing too special, something similar to all the previous logos, except instead of 1, 2, and 3, it's now the number 4. Now, the reason why Xenoverse 2 is in red is because this is from the Nintendo Switch website. They're the only ones who updated the Xenoverse page and included additional information for Chapter 4. So if we go over here to the PlayStation sites, this is something I haven't necessarily talked about just yet, but when they dropped Chapter 3, they also dropped the Future Saga pack set, which will include all 4 chapters. The image that we have here is also very cool. We have Thew holding the time ring, which is from the first chapter, and then in the background, we have the main USV characters, God Vegeta, USV Full Power Jiren, and USV Golden Frieza. Now, we do have the question mark down here. I need you guys to comment down below, put your best speculation or predictions. Who do you think is going to be the main USV character? Ooh, I could definitely see it being Thew, just because he did experiment on himself with the USV power boost. Now he starts to glow the sinister aura. Something interesting. So if we quickly just open up all the Future Saga chapter images, I just really want to talk about this. Open image in new tab. You can see that in chapter 1, which is right here, he doesn't necessarily have the aura surrounding him. I'm talking about Thew. For chapter 2, he's holding the crystal, and then you can see he has more of that USV power boost surrounding him, right? Now, for chapter 3 over here, it's the same thing, but a bit more powerful, I guess you could say. It's like his strength is increasing with each chapter. No aura. You can slightly see the aura. Chapter 3, you can see it even more. So I feel like for chapter 4, he'll eventually reach that complete USV power boost with the crystal bulging out of his chest and the dark energy consuming his body. Maybe it's like foreshadowing that Thew will be that character. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think about that. So going back to this, if you haven't necessarily purchased any of the chapters just yet and you want to in the future, whenever chapter 4 drops, I highly recommend purchasing the Future Saga pack sets, because again, does come with 4 chapters, and you will be saving a little bit of money. So let's actually break this down real quick. Chapter 1, I'm going to be including the full price because that's how much I paid for it when it initially dropped, but it is currently on sale for $10. We have this minus 50% discount, and it's going to end here soon on the 21st of January. If we add up the first 3 chapters, that will be 20 from chapter 1, 10 for chapter 2, and 12 for chapter 3. That's 30, $42 just for the first 3 chapters at full price. Now, if you compare that to the Future Saga pack set, that's $40. So if you're someone like me who already purchased the individual chapters, we got gypped, bro, because essentially, since the first 3 chapters alone already cost $42, and if you purchase the pack sets, you basically get chapter 4 for free. That is a phenomenal deal. Now, obviously, you're still technically paying for it at the end of the day because you're still giving them money, but you know what I mean? Now, again, let's just say, for example, Chapter 4, obviously it's not out yet, so we don't know for sure. Let's say it costs around the same price as Chapter 3, 12 USD. That will be, again, 42 for the first 3, and then add that 12 for Chapter 4. That will be 54 USD. I obviously have to purchase the standalone Chapter 4 DLC because I already have the first 3 chapters, so it doesn't make sense for me to purchase the entire pack set. This is only for the people who don't have any of the chapters just yet and want to play all 4 of them. Again, I highly recommend Future Saga pack set because it's a pretty good deal. Now, Future Saga Chapter 4, it very well could cost more than 12 USD because we don't have all the details just yet. We don't know the content within that pack, but I would like to see at least minimum 3 characters. Chapter 3, we got 2. Chapter 2, we got 3 characters. And Chapter 1, we got 5 characters. That's why it originally cost 20 USD, right? They filled it up with content. And since Chapter 4 is going to be the last of the entirety of the Future Saga, it very well could be the final DLC for all of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Who knows? Because we don't have a roadmap or future plans after the Future Saga. I need them to fill in Chapter 4 with the most content we've ever seen before in a singular DLC pack. I think DLC 6, Future Saga Chapter 1, and a few more DLCs had very good content. So since this is potentially the final DLC, we just need them to go crazy. New awoken skills, increase the level cap to 220. Who cares about that 200 limit? 5 characters. Who cares about the 3 minimum I said before? You know what I mean? The story mode needs to be 3 hours long. No, I'm playing. But we just need them to go all out if this is going to be the final one. Going over here to the Steam page, we do have the release window, as I stated at the start of the video. Xenoverse 2 Future Saga Chapter 4 coming quarter 3 of 2026. So it's either going to be dropping July, August, or September, which is a very lengthy wait time, because if we do this comparison real quick, Future Saga Chapter 1 released back in May of 2024. 6 months later, in November, we got the release of Chapter 2. 6 months after the release of Chapter 2, we got the Daima DLC on May 22nd, 2025. 5 months after the release of the Daima DLC, we got Future Saga Chapter 3 on October 29th, 2025. So let's just say, for example, we do get Future Saga Chapter 4 at the earliest time, which is July, according to the Steam website. Then that will be 9 months of waiting from Chapter 3, which is pretty bizarre because 9 months, that's a long time to wait for a DLC, especially when they already have a season pass planned out. Again, it's usually around that 6, 5, or 7 month wait period, according to the history that we have here. So 9 months of waiting is kind of interesting when you start to think about it. Why do they need that extra time? Which is totally fine in my personal opinion. They could take all the time they need, if I'm being honest, but are they just going to be adding the rest of the contents within Chapter 4? Or do they need that extra time to cook up the story animations, the cutscenes? Ooh, I don't know, man. We can only speculate, man. This could be the DLC where we could have the most amount of content within the entirety of all of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 DLCs, right? Now, going over here to the Nintendo Switch websites, this is not going to be the official release date. This is just a placeholder. It says releases September 30th, 2026. They just went ahead and put the latest date possible because, again, if it's going to drop in either July, August, or September, just to be safe on their part, they went ahead and put the final dates of quarter 3, which is September 30th, 2026. We do have to wait for further information for that official release. I mean, I see it dropping, in my personal opinion, July, because again, from Chapter 3 to Chapter 4, that's already 9 months of waiting. If it does drop in August, that would be 10 months of waiting. If it does drop in September, then that would be 11 months of waiting, almost an entire year from Chapter 3. So that's why I do think it's going to be dropping sometime in July. if we go down here, we have a brief description, and again, the official logo that we have here. The 4th chapter in the Future Saga series depicts an unprecedented alteration of history, includes a new playable character, and more. Now, nothing too out of the ordinary. Obviously, in every single DLC pack, we've always gotten DLC characters, right? And more. So they just went ahead and put the bare minimum because, again, they don't necessarily have the additional information. We have to wait for that teaser trailer or launch trailer, whatever it may be. This product is also included in bundles. Please be careful not to purchase in duplicate. So going back to what I said before, if you already have the first 3 chapters of Future Saga, then it wouldn't make sense to purchase the pack sets. You would just be wasting money. This is mainly for the people who haven't purchased any of the chapters. So when could we potentially see the next announcement for Xenoverse 2? Well, they already confirmed that Xenoverse 2 will be at Battle Hour 2026, which is going to be April 18th through the 19th, a 2-day event. This is right around that time where they're probably going to start promoting the upcoming DLC, because if it does drop in, let's say, the earliest of the time window, which is July, that will be April for the trailer, and then May, June, July. Yeah. So that sounds about right to me. They usually start promoting a couple months out before the actual launch of the DLC. So Battle Hour very well could be the first place where they drop that trailer for Future Saga Chapter 4, correct? I also know that at the end of this month, January, we're going to be getting the other Dragon Ball event, Genki Dama Matsuri. They actually already dropped the schedule of what they're going to be covering. They're going to be making the 2 major announcements for Dragon Ball, as well as the new Dragon Ball video game announcements. They already confirmed that they're going to be talking about Gekishin Squadra, Dragon Ball Legends, Dokkan Battle, and even Sparking Zero. No word about the Xenoverse franchise, which is fine. We just have to wait until April, right? So this is it for today's video. Just wanted to go over the additional details that we have here. Nothing too major, just the Future Saga pack sets, as well as the release window, Q3 of 2026. This is the year of Dragon Ball. Y'all already know. Thank you guys for the immense support as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.